Hey everybody, it's Bill, Bill in the Hills. You know, every time I watch one of your all's videos, I tear my pack back down again, rebuild it all the way back up from scratch. I changed this, I changed that. Well, I finally have most of my pack together. Check it out. Mesquite jungle hammock. Thanks to the Army surplus and the internet and YouTube, I'm getting it together. Still working on my processing tools. A little undecided. I see a lot of people out there that uses axes and saws, and I'm a little partial to the saw, and it's probably because I don't have much of an axe. What I do have, I got a little axe here that I'd kind of put together. So a little leather. Now this is one I found at a yard sale. You can see it's got a nice little shape to it there. It's a good blade. It had some fiberglass down in these little holes here that I had to drill out. So I just put 2 hardwood sticks in there and just kind of made me a little hawk. Good looking little knife to hang, or axe to hang on the wall. And it works okay if that's all I had out there. I've heard some people say that any knife or any axe is is the best one to have if that's all you have. But it's not much of one, so I'm probably not going to carry that, so I'm going to set that out of the way. Now this other one, now I made some sheaths for all these tools here, some convex sheaths. Well, attempted to make them. They work okay for me. This one here is an axe I've had for a long time. It's heavy as lead. It's a really good axe, but again, I can probably process fairly well with my saw. And this little guy, it's a little belt clip, hooks on your belt, or you can strap it to your pack, or just up there on the side or something like that. So the axe is out for me. I'm not going to be building in log cabins or anything like that. So my saw that I've shown on my other video that I carry in my staff here processes wood very well. The teeth are, of course, wide enough to where it can be resharpened if need to be, but I haven't blunted the edge hardly at all, just a little bit of use I've done to it. So the saw for me is going to be the way to go on that part. Now the knives, are kind of cheap. I'm not going to go out and buy none of the really fancy knives. So I've attempted to make one, which I'm pretty satisfied with. It's on my other video on making my bush knife. Works really well. It's not let me down yet. And I finally got a nice edge on it. And I'm going to talk to you more about that here in just a minute. Now I'm going to run through this. So my saw and my knife here, and of course I'm probably going to put that down inside there on my pack and carry it back there instead of on my side. So that guy there and my saw. Now I've got some other choices here. I've got my neck knife here that I showed my video on. This little Sears and Roebuck here, and it's a good little knife. I've struck some fires with it, so I know it's a good blade. And of course I carry a few things in the handle I've talked about on my other videos. But I believe that I'm going to trade that guy in for this Boy Scout knife here. I've had this guy a long time. It holds a really good edge. It's got a little saw blade on it right here behind this piece of metal that is just excellent. It's still sharp, and it's got a nice little awl back here, so I like that. So I think I'm going to trade that in for my neck knife. I know I carry a few little items in that knife, but I think this knife will probably work better for me as far as small stuff, processing foods, and doing crafts and traps and stuff. So I believe I'm going to carry my big knife and keep my saw with me. I've got some other options here, and I hope you guys like my sheaths I made, my convex sheaths, or attempt to make. Now that's a good homemade knife. Holds a really good edge. No names on it, but it's not a full tang. So I'm probably going to trade that one in for this guy here. Now I've made a leg strap for this one. I made it to where it can hang down a little lower. I don't know if you can see that, but I made it where it can hang down a little bit lower. And what I've done is I've taken a mini mag case up here on top and sewed onto some strap on the back of this guy, and I put a little band here that I can pop down over the knife just like that, so it's easy to control, and when it's time to come out, it comes off that easy and the knife's out. Now this is another good knife I've shown on another video. It's actually got my name on it. It's got a nice full tang on it, nice beveled edge all the way around, so a nice knife to have. So I like that. And one other thing, maybe in a full defense situation, I mean, I wouldn't want to lose my knife, but hey, look at the reach. So probably wouldn't never do it, but you can't never tell. It's easy to get out, be easy to pop in. So those are probably going to be my carry. I carry a little utility knife that where I do wood carving and such. It's easy to control. Keeps a super edge on it. Now I wouldn't want to sharpen this on any of my stones like this. It's just got too fine of an edge. So, and my valve grinding compound, I want to apologize for that on one of my earlier videos back in, a few months ago. It's good for home use. It's good to keep a nice polished edge on here. It's good to keep a sharp edge on here. But I can't, if it got wet out in the woods, or if I lost my valve grinding compound, or if I used it all up, I can't replace it. So the valve grinding compound and leather strap's out. And of course the stone's out. The stone won't touch this big knife here. And so I carry a small file for that. But what I'm going to replace the stones with, I found a barber stone. Now this has to be some type of ceramic stone, because it will put an edge on there and nothing flat, as long as it's sharp already. Now there's no way I'd leave the house without my tools being sharp, so keeping an edge on there is good. And I have a smaller one also that's a nice little ceramic stone. So I think ceramic versus these other stones is better for me. Now I got a nice little everyday carry, another little sheath I made. Little Boy Scout knife I've had for a long time. I carry this on a daily basis and use it for work. And it's got a good little blade on it. Haven't tried to strike a fire or anything with it, but if I had to choose between these guys, that guy's out. So as far as the wood processing, I like my saw. It'll be with me as long as I got my staff. I like my big knife. I could probably baton that through a pretty good sized log. One of my other videos I showed cutting a 2x8 practically in half. So I like that guy. It'll fit good on my pack. And just right up here on the side, just like that. And I'm going to trade in my little survival knife that I built out of copper for this Boy Scout Camulus here. So those are my knives. I appreciate everybody watching. Any feedback, I appreciate that too. If anybody's got a better idea for keeping these super hard blades sharp out in the woods, maybe I'm doing it wrong, but anyway, these do it for me. So I about got my pack together, and I appreciate all of you watching, and I'll see you next time around.